Okay, here we go. So, I've been going to do some parts of the gym instructor course that I've been needing to do. And after going to the location to go and do what I need to do, I do actually need to go back. But I've gone and done, let's call it part one. I have to go do part two. After coming back from what I'm now calling part one, started to see some light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I want to call this video, is something along those lines. The reason why I say that, the reason why I'm going to call it that is because I'm experiencing what I think is a heightened sense of hope. As I was saying to my tutors, going to the location, it's just made it all the more real. Going to the location and interacting with other people that are taking the course has just made it all that more a reality. It was so much fun. I had so much fun. Yeah, I slept late and I had to wake up early for it, but it was so much fun interacting with different people from so many different parts of the UK. It was all around, seriously, I'm not joking. It was a lot of fun, and after coming back from part one, I just instantly found staying at home for as long as I would usually so much more boring, and that's just that feeling of boredom / unsatisfaction is just further enhanced by the fact that sometimes I oversleep due to staying up late, being on the phone, and eating late as well. I've agreed with myself that I'm never going to bed hungry, but at the same time, that has meant sometimes I eat late at night due to not planning out my meals and when I want to eat the meals. My life is coming together for sure. It's coming together for sure. And I'd say that this is actually been more of a part of that. I wasn't having as much fun with learning the gym instructor course stuff without being completely immersed in it. And when I had to go to the location, I had that complete both physical and mental immersion in my craft, or what will soon be my craft. In the process of developing my ability, my skills in the craft of personal training, but that was a lot of fun. Going there was a lot of fun. You can see it by the smile on my face that I wear involuntarily. I really enjoyed it. It was nice. It really was nice. But if my parents ask, it was all right. I don't want to start up that conversation, because then that could mean that they try and overdo their role as my parents and go out of their way to try and be my mentor on something that they don't know anything about, and I haven't asked for it. So I just kept my answers extremely brief. When my dad was asking how was it, I said it was all right, thank you. I had that answer planned in my head, because I know that I want to go about it by myself most of the time, for the most part. And if I do need the help, I'll speak to people that actually can help me out, like my course tutors. I can help myself out and I can mentor myself. I can understand why I'd be adamant on not saying anything to them, because they could hold it against me. If I do have kids, I really want to have to work through not doing that to them. Although that's what I've been raised with. If I do have kids, I have a plan as to how I'm going to break the cycle. Conventional therapy, parenting courses. So I can not only be a solid coach with the personal training, but I'd also have at least an idea of how I want to raise my children, both or throughout all of their stages in life. So from a baby, toddler, kid, teenager, and all the way up to being a fully grown adult. Thinking about going right. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that for now. That's completely unrelated to the video. But yeah. Anyway, going back to seeing light at the end of the tunnel. There have been so many days in which I've said, "Oh, I haven't learned as much of the course material as I'd like, day in, day out, essentially every day." But after going to the location, I now really believe that in order to progress, I have to completely immerse myself where possible. For example, I can learn in a quiet environment outside of the house. When I want to learn a theory, and then in order to further remember or strengthen my memory of the theory, I can go to the gym and go and apply what I've learned. I'm certainly going to need to, otherwise I'm reducing the chances that I'll be able to keep the job. Yesterday, I experienced a heightened sense of motivation, because I'm now making the exercises, making exercise my job, literally. I was telling myself that I need to do these push-ups, otherwise I'm reducing the chances of me being able to have a job, or to keep my job, you could say. Yeah, that wasn't what I said word for word, but it was pretty close. I need to be able to do the pull-ups properly, otherwise I'm less likely to have a job. I need to be able to do the push-ups properly and be able to coach people through all different exercises that I'd be giving them to increase the chances that I keep my job, both employed and when I become self-employed. I'm going to need that. And speaking of, I've been thinking about gyms that I go to in order to actually build a business of my own. And I have places I want to go, and I have a plan as to what I'm going to do in order to transition from employed personal trainer to self-employed personal trainer. A part of that would be going out of my way to become very qualified by not only getting personal trainer qualifications, but also going out of my way to get coaching qualifications. I know my driving instructor has them, and I could tell from experience they certainly do help. I found that my driving instructor was very helpful, and he was very helpful as I was learning, and one part of that was the fact that he always kept his cool. I can't ever recall him losing it, not once. And a part of that could have been the coaching techniques. Most of the personal training I'll be doing is coaching. Although I certainly can go out of my way to do the reps with them, I'll be taking them through the exercise, through the workouts. And in order to do that, in order to do that effectively, I need to know how to coach effectively, and hence it makes sense, it'd be sensible if I get coaching qualifications and not just any basic qualifications. Like really go deep into that world, and also go out of my way to get other different qualifications like yoga instructor qualifications to further help me with my calisthenics. And there's also something called holistic massage. It's a type of, how would I say it? Could you call it a therapy? I don't know. But I'd also like to get that as well, to be able to provide as many services to the best of my ability as I possibly can. Some people might need it. It probably also help me further understand injuries, which will help with the coaching during the workouts, let alone with the massage sessions as well. Like, physically speaking, I'd really get to know my client well if I not only just do the personal training stuff, but also that stuff as well, or at least get qualifications for it. I know I really want to know a lot and carry on learning rather than stay stagnant. So I really want to go out my way to get those sorts of qualifications, and also nutritionist qualifications to mainly to help myself out. But that will also help. That will be helpful for a personal training business or businesses, depending on what I want to do in the future. Because then I'll be able to give qualified advice on diet and health in terms of eating. So I could tell them what I've learned in the course, and also explain what I personally do and what works for me. It seems like I'd be going out my way to become a very well-rounded individual within this field, by just really going head first into my craft, which is personal training. I'm learning to become a gym instructor, to then become a personal trainer. So I'm not quite there yet, but I certainly am on the way there. And going to the location is just further confirmed that this is really what I want to do. I was actually saying that to one of my course tutors. There's just been so many signs that this is the path that I want to take. I mean, first of all, I've never felt nervous to call one of my tutors if I want to ask for help, or just for like a weekly call. And if we're talking about going over there, another sign that I noticed that I really want to do this is that I was always the last to leave, because I was talking to course tutors about stuff. They know that I want to go down the route of building my own personal training business. So I've spoken to them about that, and just about becoming qualified right now as a gym instructor as well, and other things. I don't remember what, but very basically it was just a lot of fun. And now going to the gym has been, to the gym I go to, has been a bit deflating, knowing that you could go all the way to like less than 120 kilograms with the cable machine and not just the leg press. I at least haven't seen that recently, and I completely forgot that you could do that. Whereas, excluding the leg press machine, the cable machines in the gym I go to, they go up to 35 kilograms. So seeing that the cable machines go up to 35 kilograms only rather than 118 kilograms has been rather deflating. But because of that, I want to get a second gym membership. I want to go to a gym that has those weights, so that I can further enjoy lifting weights by being able to go heavier. There may actually be like some sort of psychology behind it, where I'd lift lighter than I actually can on the machine that got cable machines that go up to 35 kilograms, because 35 kilograms is the highest it can go, whereas I was finding it easier to lift heavier in the location that I was at. But yeah, it went up to 118 kg. Oh, that was amazing. I want to get another gym membership where there are weights that go up to, where there are cable machines that go that high. Yeah. Apologies for my dry lips, by the way. I have seen them throughout the video, but I don't have my Vaseline with me, and I'm not gonna go and get it for this video. But anyway, I do have to go back there for part 2, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But I want to make learning here more fun. I really have to go out of my way to completely immerse myself, but I can't just say that. I have to go and do it. I have to be about my word. I could go to the library. I can go outside and do it. Maybe a coffee shop or something. I have to go somewhere. I just find it very difficult to work on this gym instructor stuff at home. There's just so much mess everywhere in the rooms, because the rooms are being used for storage, seeing as my sisters have moved out. So there's mess everywhere, 24/7. It's not extreme like those hoarding TV shows you might see on YouTube or on the TV, for example, but none of the rooms are spotless clean. Even under my bed, there's a lot of stuff that's there, a lot of stuff that's being used for storage, even though I went out of my way to clear out what was under my bed. I put some more stuff under my bed so that it's easier to get around in the room. It's a very small room. You can literally go from one end of the bedroom to the other in 2 to 3 steps. It really is small. This is no joke. But with this path I'm going down, I'm not gonna have to think about. I'm not gonna have to worry about space in terms of where I live, because I'll have more than enough money coming in to be able to get a spacious place, house, apartment, I don't know, but whatever it is that I want to go and get, I'll get that, and it will be spacious for sure. I've been saying, I want an apartment, spacious 2-bedroom apartment, so I have a place to sleep as 1 bedroom, and then in the 2nd bedroom I'd use that as an office. But at the same time, I can have a house if I want. I can go and rent a house if I want to, a nice 2-bedroom house that has a garden, and then do some gardening. First of all have small plants, and then have a nice aesthetic back garden in which there are many flowers around and that. Not because I'm really interested in flowers per se. It's more so plants, natures, like trees. And the reason why I want to have that in the garden is because I really want nature around me. Being around nature has been a major part in improving my mental health. So I'm not going to just let that go when I move out. I'll go out my way to go and make sure that I can keep plants alive. And if I do want to become a dad, that'll be very helpful for me, because I'll be able to truthfully say to myself that although I don't have experience raising a kid, I at least know from personal experience that I can keep something alive. At this point in time in my life, I'm not having many thoughts of wanting to be a dad, but I'm instead having quite a few thoughts about what I'd do if I were a dad. That could be because I really want to go out of my way to make myself more self-reliant, rather than wanting to raise kids, at least at this point in time. I don't think it's taboo to want to be a dad. I don't think that's an issue, but if I do want to do it, I'll certainly make sure that I'm more than stable and that I'm where I want to be in order to raise a child. I would have done a lot. I've been thinking about it a lot. Raise plants, raise some dogs maybe, keep a garden alive, be able to keep a garden alive, and to be able to keep trees alive. So I have numerous cases of proof that I can keep something alive. And then from there, I've had thoughts of really confirming whether I want to be a dad by going out my way to like have a fake baby and live with a fake baby for a while. Because I wouldn't have an actual child, and I'd still be able to get like basically a trial version of what it'd be like to raise a baby, and that would probably really confirm whether I want a kid. If I find it so intolerable, then I can try at least a few times. But if I find it so intolerable time and time again, then I probably won't, at least for a long while. But anyway, that has nothing to do with the video, but these are thoughts that I'm having on my mind, and this is the mind space that I'm in at 20. I'm certainly not interested in becoming a dad right now, but I'll certainly go out my way to have plants, and grow them, even though I don't want to be one. I don't want to be a dad. I see, I wasn't talking about wanting to be a plant, sorry, or anything like that, but yeah, that would be for me, for my mental health, and it would just be a self-esteem boost. It would be proof that I can keep something alive, and it would be more of a responsibility that I'd need to have as a father, because I wouldn't be just responsible but for myself. Then as a dad, I'd be responsible for making sure that I'm okay, first of all, that the mother of my child is okay, or our child, sorry, and that the child, himself or herself or themselves, are okay. I don't quite know how this video's got to this point, but yeah, man, these are the thoughts that are on my mind. I'll just put an and more. I'll just put an and more at the end of the title, so that this is covered. But yeah, seeing as I had a heightened sense of hope after going to this location, to the secret location, that could be it could be a hint at the fact that I wasn't experiencing as much hope beforehand, even though I know I wanted to do it. I wanted to go down this path. I just haven't really ever been physically immersed into my learning. Another thing that I've taken away from that actually is that I really enjoyed being mentored, going to a place to be mentored. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that more than a course that I've had with one of my course tutors. That was I I I really enjoyed it. Not only because of the mentoring aspect, but I think it was also because there was no one there that didn't want to be there, really. Everyone voluntarily picked that path. So it made the environment all the more friendly and all the more pleasant because people wanted to learn there. There was no one twiddling their thumbs like how you might see in school because people are bored and they're going more so out of habit rather than because they actually want to be there. Now with this learning, I just have to fully immerse myself. If there's anything I've learned from going there, that's it, really. I have to go out of my way to fully immerse myself. By going, I can learn in my car. I can learn in a library. I can learn outside. I can take my computer with me and go outside. I can just anywhere but at home. Anywhere but at home. Anywhere but inside at home. Inside somewhere else, like a coffee shop or something, great. But I don't. I just find it so tough. I find it so tough to learn at home. This is a place for relaxing. I personally just find it so tough to focus in an environment where it's not spotless clean. There's so much mess everywhere. On the table, on the floor, it's a mess. It absolutely is a mess. I just can't do it. If it's not spotless, it's just, if the room's not spotless, or at least very organized and somewhat clean, then I just personally can't work in that environment. And I find it extremely difficult to work in an environment in which there's a lot of background noise. So yeah, I've really got to go out of my way to completely immerse myself. There's a video that I made months ago, maybe in June, and it was about complete immersion, self-trust and fun. I think that's what the exact title was called. It was a serious video. Another one within the playlist. And it seems like that's come around. That seems to have been a lesson that's reared its head again, what I've called a repeating lesson in the past. For example, in a video that I made, I was saying I need to go out my way to go and do cardio at least once a week to maintain my mental health. Yeah, that's this lesson has come back around just like how that one did. Speaking of, I haven't actually done cardio recently outside of going to the secret location. I have done cardio, but I haven't done that recently. I wonder, I think it's partly because of my bunions. They're very small, but I don't want them there at all. I just much rather not have them there, but if it is possible to at least further reduce them and let them come back to normal, I'll go out my way to go and do it. I don't know what it will take to do that. And if it takes corrective surgery, so be it. I want to be able to jog without feeling any pain in my feet. But then again, on the other hand, on the flip side of that coin, if I take that surgery once, if I go through that surgery once, that might mean that I might actually have to go there again and again and again and again just to make sure that I'm okay. Or maybe because the surgery could have made the condition of my feet worse than they were beforehand. Pre-surgery, I don't know, but if I really do want to, I will. I'll just put it like that. If I really do want to take that corrective surgery for my feet, I will. Just so that it doesn't feel painful to walk from time to time and my health is back to normal. My health is it's okay. It's more than okay. I track my health and my mental health is further improving. I'm going down a path I want to take. I certainly don't feel down at all, at least right now. But even if I did, I wouldn't plummet down, because I have that form of accountability. The weekly health review is just simply too strong. It's too strong. I would not be able to plummet. I wouldn't be able to plummet and stay down extremely low for long, because I've been maintaining my mental health for such a long while that it feels it's almost like it's out of place for me to not do it now, because I've been doing it for so long. I've been doing reviews on my physique for a very long while now, maybe half a year, and it's been 12 weeks, and I've had 12 weeks worth of weekly health reviews rather than weekly picture reviews. So that's around about 3 months since. So I've been doing it too consistently to really plummet down and stay down. And it's amazing. And bringing it back to the topic of the videos, doing that is very helpful, because I can then see how I can further perfect my skills in my craft of personal training. I just started calling it that today for future reference in this video. Like, you're seeing my mindset change real time, but it is what I want to do, so I'll call it that. My craft, my passion, my baby, I don't know, but it certainly is what what I want to do. Let's just put it like that. As I was saying, I can use the mental health reviews to further plan out how I can further perfect, or further improve my abilities in the field of personal training, and also just life in general. So I can use it to see not only where I'm at mentally, but to see how I think I could improve mentally. Yeah. I've read a comment on a video, it was on a daily log, called 45 push-ups instead of 50, instead of the intended 50. And a commenter, it could be a he, a she, a them, it could be a group of people, it could be a fake account, but it was a comment nonetheless. And this account said, "Push and keep pushing, and I hope to see you in the next decade, proud of what you started here." That was almost what this account said, word for word. And I like to say this about comments. I don't quite know why people are going out of their way to say, "Oh, you're doing so well." There was one comment on a recent video, it was a pre-recorded video, saying, "I'm so happy for you." But these are the same people that do not give a fuck about my health and safety, let alone me as an individual. I personally, I might be wrong there, but I personally can't understand why random people on the internet would say things like that. Perhaps they're using their words frivolously. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Maybe they do genuinely feel happy that I'm making the progress I'm making. Perhaps because it's proof that they can make the same sort of progress too. And if that's the case, then fair enough. But I could take the comments with a pinch of salt, because I understand that these people, or accounts, sorry, they aren't putting in any sort of effort into the videos. And going back to the health and safety thing, that's more than okay that these accounts don't care for my health and safety. But what I'm getting at is that just is, these people will absolutely don't care for me like how people in my life personally might, i.e. my family. But yet I then go out of my way to feel so negatively or even positively affected by these comments. To me, that just does not make sense, because these people might not even be people. These people might not even be people. They might just be fake bots, like the ones that are basically like, click on this link and it take you to what seems like a porn link. That's disgusting. I saw one. I saw one of those sorts of comments on Growth Through Calisthenics channel on one of his videos that he's made, and I just thought, you know, you made it if you're starting to see those, if you get those sorts of comments on the channel. I wonder. I don't really have a definition for what made it means though. I define success as progressing in my journey. Speaking of, there was one account on a weekly health review on an eating section video. It could have been week 11, but this account was saying, you're completely wasting your time. Go on tutorials to learn how to make good YouTube videos. I think that account is completely wrong, and what that account said is complete bollocks. I absolutely am not wasting my time. Go to plank day 7 to see me not be able to do even one push-up, and then compare that to where I'm at now, being able to do push-ups rather easily. I certainly am progressing, and with that in mind, I absolutely am not wasting my time. This account could believe that more views equals more success, but it personally doesn't to me, because first of all, those views could be fake. They could be from bots. Second of all, you could have your channel. It's not you. The channel you're running on YouTube can have many people clicked on the subscribe button, right? But your mental health could be an absolute shithole. Your way of life could be an absolute mess, even though the channel you're running on YouTube could have 1 million subscribers, 500,000 of which could be fake, or maybe even all of them could be just bots. It would be an absolute mess. That's that way of thinking. I don't have it. I certainly do. I would like to make videos with higher quality cameras, for sure, and maybe much more higher end editing programs in the future when I want to make long videos that I really want to take time with. But I'm not going to just go and do that because someone else has gone and said that I could do that. That person, that account didn't, but I certainly am not, what's the word, disheartened by someone saying I'm completely wasting my time with the channel, because in my opinion, they couldn't be any more wrong. This account could not be any more wrong. This account, I've gone on to their channel and they've said, and they have no videos on the channel that they made the comment on. Although they could have videos somewhere else. They could have made videos somewhere else. But if they haven't, they then have the audacity to try and tell me how to make videos, even though they had no input into the process. Oh, all the editing, all the sneezing, all the pauses, you could cut that out. Basically, just cut out what makes you human. No, this is how I want to make the videos, and I haven't asked for advice. I have not asked for advice. So that guy can fuck off. I absolutely will speak my mind with these sorts of comments, even though I did have thoughts of holding back, because I refuse to let anyone take my freedom of speech away from me. I will speak my mind, and if that means I have to make, videos on and upload them onto the laptop rather than onto YouTube, then so be it. Then so be it. If the channel gets terminated because I spoke my mind, then so be it. I can just make videos and upload them onto the PC. So, nothing would be lost. There'd be no view count involved. It may in fact be healthier to do that, to be honest. There'd be no view count involved. I could literally just upload it onto the computer and then stash it onto USBs. So I'm not any worse off if the account were to be terminated, honestly. I certainly might, if that were the case, I might have to go out of my way to make a social media presence, so more people can become aware of the personal training businesses that I'd be running. That might be a little bit of a downfall of mine if the account were to be terminated, because other platforms might recognize me as this bad guy and someone that should not have his opinion allowed onto their platforms. But I absolutely will speak my mind, although I won't go out my way to make this channel get terminated for any reason, but I absolutely will speak my mind. There's a lot going on. Even though it might not seem like it, there's a lot going on in my mind. And sooner or later, I want to be in a place where I would have improved my life position so much that I just wouldn't be able to hide it anymore. People will be able to see it. It wouldn't. Like, you see this t-shirt? Look at the holes. See the holes? I think, oh no, I don't think there are any others on this one, but look, man, most of the clothes that I have are either ragged like this, or my parents may have bought them for me. Even at 20, yes, I have some clothes that I didn't buy, and I absolutely have no pride in that. You could say that I feel ashamed that some of the clothes that I wear I didn't buy, but that will soon change. Maybe if I do feel ashamed, I feel ashamed because it's almost like the clothes that I haven't bought, just being up on hangers, could be a symbol that I'm not as self-reliant as I'd like to be due to wearing clothes I haven't bought. Speaking of, my mum was asking if I want a t-shirt that she had in her hands, and I said no, because I'd rather buy the clothes myself. I want to earn my keep. I'm adamant on earning my keep, because I'll appreciate what I've earned more than just what I've been given, without having to work for it. Being my parents' child past a certain age should not be enough of a reason why they should go out their way to go and get me clothes. It's their responsibility, part. There being me, the child. It's my responsibility to go and get myself clothes, not them. I'm a fully grown adult now. I'm not a child which is completely dependent on their parents. Things just shouldn't be that way anymore. But yeah, just like how they can ask, I can say no, and I said no, just so that I can look at the in the future, in the near future, I can look at the clothes on the hangers and say, I not only like all of these clothes that I've got here, but I bought them, and I bought them, so I not only like what I wear, but so that the decision fatigue involved in picking out what clothes I'd like to wear day by day is very small, due to them being very similar. Some I can have different colours for sure with my t-shirts and that, and with my other clothes, but I might go out my way to keep it minimal, so that I don't spend as much mental energy deciding what clothes should I wear, because there's so many different colours in that. I look over there because that's where my clothes are hanging. I look there because that's where my clothes are hanging. And some clothes that aren't mine, that are my sister's. Actually, soon I'll be out. I'll move out into a place that I want to be in a house or apartment that I want to be in an area I want to be in an area that is does take social health into account, physical health, mental health, being around people that take these things into account, both for themselves personally and also having deep relationships, deep, trustworthy and genuine relationships with friends that will look out for their friends. So basically not only looking out for themselves, but for their friends as well. I want to be in that sort of environment. I'll personally say in the town I live in, the environment certainly is more friendly than other places I've been to before. But I just now need to go out my way to surround myself with more people that are on the same wavelength of thinking as I am. They want to keep on improving the state of their health, their mental health, their physical health, their social health, financial health, etc. Just like how I do, and just like me, they look out for their friends within reason. Just like how I might. But anyway, this is completely unrelated to seeing light at the end of the tunnel due to going to the secret location. So I'll end it there. It's been 40 minutes since I've been recording this clip, so I'm done. In a few years, many people might actually see me. They might know my face. They might see the personal training business or businesses first, and then they might see this, but I don't know. But I just believe that wherever I'll be, it'll be fun. You know, I'll be in a place I truthfully want to be in. And although I may dislike some things about my situation and what I do, I'll like it a lot more than I dislike it. But anyway, I'm done. I'll make sure that I create an amazing reality for myself. Make sure that I do really like my reality a lot more than I dislike it. I have that duty for myself. It's only right, it's only fair that I show that love for myself to keep on improving my life situation, because I've been doing it for so long and I don't want to turn back. I don't want to turn back. I don't want to go back to where I once was. So I'll keep on going further in this direction so I can really look back and enjoy what I've created. Not only enjoy the past, but also enjoy the present too, and enjoy where my life will be heading by that point. But anyway, I'm done. Wherever I'll be, it will be amazing, and I'll make sure of it. And I'll see you lot in the next one.